Today on Chasing the Sun, it's about give and take. First, Justin gives his knowledge to a young angler.
Being versatile is probably one of the most important things we can do to be successful on a daily basis. You got different challenges every day, and trying to work your way through that and overcome those different things, that's what makes it fun.
Then it's time to take a little knowledge from other pros who each have their own specialty.
Oh my gosh. Oh, he's a good one.
Yeah, that's 6.5, 7 pound red.
I think you might have me beat too. I don't think there's any might about it.
And later see what it takes to become a diver in the U.S. military.
We train all divers, all services, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Army, Coast Guard. It's a very rigorous training. You gotta want to be here to get through it.
Chasing the Sun is brought to you by AFCO, American Fishing Tackle Company. Yozuri, fish the best. Costa Del Mar, see what's out there. Marine Max. Highs Toggery, premium clothing for men and women. And by Berry Topsider. Teaching the next generation how and why this fishery thrives is why Justin is taking young angler Nate West out today, since Nate dreams of being a guide too one day.
Our first goal today, Nate, we're going to try to accumulate a lot of different bait, because this is one of those things where there's no right or wrong, there's no hard rules on what we're going to catch, when we're going to catch it. Summertime here, there's just basically every option's on the table.
That's the perfect chummer size. Just what we're looking for, not too many. We want to leave a little room in there, because you know something? If you overfill your live well, you know what happens? They all die. So that right there is a good load of good sized pogies.
Being versatile is probably one of the most important things we can do to be successful on a daily basis. If I knew what I was going to catch every day and where I was going to go and what I was going to catch them on, it probably wouldn't be as fun. You got different challenges every day, and trying to work your way through that and overcome those different things, that's what makes it fun. All right, let me see one of them leads, Nate. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take this lead.
Tie your knee.
Now I'm just going to tie it onto this little piece of line here. You know why I do that? We're going to clip this onto that sabiki rig, and this is going to hang down kind of low.
Yeah.
And basically, when we swing these baits in, it's going to give you a handle to hold on to them. When you swing that sabiki rig in, it's got baits flipping. Have you ever got hooks hit by any of those little tiny hooks?
You're going to want to grab the weight to hold it.
That's right. So look, we let this lead hang down like this down below that sabiki rig. And then that way, when you swing it up, it gives you something to grab, and you're not grabbing right by the hooks.
Yeah.
The most important thing, Nate's just going to be keeping your line tight.
There he is.
You
You got it.
Let him eat it. There we go. Now we got a fish on. We had to work for him. That's good. Oh. What I like to do is leave a little line hanging out like that.
Look at it.
And that makes
Beautiful.
It gives me a little room to grab them. What a pretty fish. Pretty fun too, huh?
Totally fun.
All right, buddy, go grow up. See, that's it. You want to keep it up on the surface. Keep it popping. You want to use your rod tip to kind of steer the plug.
Oh.
That's it, like that. There we go. But keep it, just point your rod more at the lure.
All right, now just pop, 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 pop. Keep it moving, keep it moving. That's it. Don't stop it, don't stop it. That's it. Keep it going like that. There you go. You get some good bites like that. There you go. That's a good bend. I like it. What you got, Nate?
I don't know.
It's a big old mingo. Look at that dude.
Dang.
Woo! There we go.
So Nate, I know obviously you've got a good start in this whole fishing industry. What are your plans? What are your hopes to go from here?
To get a good education and then hopefully guide.
You want to be a guide when you grow up?
Look at that dude there.
Look at his hook barely in it.
Look at that, you did. You got him right in his chin.
I think he wants to go back home.
You think so? I like that. You see that? Nate said, hey, we got some taco stuff. Pretty guy right there. Go back. We'll be
back
here
home.
next time we come catch it.
Well, you saw that it was today. It's not always easy. You can't always just go catch whatever you feel like catching, but certainly a rewarding career. And you know, I think you got a good head on your shoulders and have a bright future. And I'm sure we're going to see you on this show and other TV shows and hopefully all around. Glad to be able to get you out there and
It was fun.
enjoy some time together.
Coming up on Chasing the Sun, it's time to learn about new tackle.
It's a little bit heavier, a little smaller profile bait. Oh my gosh!
You think he second guessed that? Look at that. Where does that go? Went straight down that trap.
Heading to the shallow flats with Justin is Ed Jack from DOA Lures. He just so happens to be packing some new product for a field test.
So, Justin, how much tide fluctuation do you all typically see here?
You know, I'd say our average tide movement's about a foot vertical change, but today, being as a matter of fact, tonight's a big full moon, we have almost 2 feet of tide movement. That's a huge tide for us.
So, I brought one of our new kits with us. It's the 2.75 shrimp. So a lot of the DOA fans, I'm sure know Mark's original bait was the 3-inch 1/4 ounce shrimp. So he's changed it up a little bit. This is 2 3/4 of an inch. It's our new 2.75 inch shrimp. It's a little bit heavier, a little smaller profile bait. Today it's matching the hatch perfectly. That first fish just inhaled it. The shrimp has some unique characteristics. First of all, the weight is molded onto the hook, so it's all one piece. The shrimp also has a molded in cavity right here in the belly where we can add a rattle. And the pocket's big enough that a lot of the guys that like to add scent, they can actually mash the scent down into that pocket. It holds in real well. Super easy to rig. Just slides in, kind of back to front, center it up, that's it.
Oh my gosh! I'm pretty sure whatever was just chasing something, just found your shrimp.
He
Ed.
liked that shrimp. Well, that's pretty.
Yeah, that's a nice way to kick off the morning. You think he second guessed that? Look at that. Open up, buddy. Where does that thing go? Went straight down that trap.
Here's a pretty shrimp for him to eat. He thought it was good.
There's the proof. Oh, let's get him back. There's plenty more to go chase down.
Sounds good.
When you
Thank
get warmed up,
Thanks.
look at that. That's just something beautiful about a redfish. Sandy bottom up here, super shallow, less than a foot of water. And that's what we're doing today, shallow water red fishing, sight fishing. We're gonna pole along real nice and quiet, sneak up on a few of these redfish. You know, this type of fishing is a game of constant adjusting. And I was just telling Captain Ned that, you know, this is really the first time this year we've had this water really fall out of this marsh like this.
There's another swirl right there, see it?
We're getting lighted too. I love it. Got him. Now you know as well as I do, and that was most likely the fact that that fish was not spooked at all. You put it in the absolute perfect spot.
I know it.
But it's funny when the first shot with the new color he bites.
That's funny. Oh, he's a good one.
Yeah, that's 6.5, 7 pound red. Look at that, right on the button. Man, what a redfish.
Awesome, man. Thank you.
You made the shot, did it all right. That's what I think is so fun about this type of fishing too. You have to do it right. You don't get away with a lot. You know, you can't just cast and you're 10 feet off to one side and he just charges over and eats it. I mean, you have to do everything correctly to get that dude to bite. Got him. There he is, somebody.
Boy, he's pretty, huh?
And he is ready to go. There's another one. The old redfish. You know, it's so neat. I'm sure people see these and, you know, they're similar in size to what a largemouth bass would be, but what's so neat about a redfish, they love to hang out up here in less than a foot of water a lot of times when they're just crazy shallow water. So for anybody that likes to get out here and sight fish, you know, I know it doesn't matter if you're in a mountain stream or an ocean flat or anywhere else. A lot of people like to sight fish, and these redfish give us that opportunity. Well, Ed, I appreciate you coming. It's nice to have some skill up on the bow that can put that bait in the spot, you know, because you're right, it sometimes is a lot of work to get into position, you know, but when you make the shot and get the hook up, it all pays off.
It's worth it, yeah. Thanks for having me. I've enjoyed it. Panama City Beach is, I mean, truly one of the coolest fisheries and coolest places.
I tell you what, I'm born and raised here, so I know sometimes I've taken it for granted, but as I get out and travel around, I always come home, appreciate where I'm from, and glad to be here.
I'm coming back.
All right. Well, give me a shout. I'll be here. We'll do it again.
Awesome.
Coming up, from the bays to the birds, we find Bull Reds with a kayak angling guru when he's out of his kayak.
These fish are so accessible, it didn't matter whether we did a kayak or your flats boat, it doesn't matter.
No.
It's just so easy.
These redfish push those minnows right up to the surface. When those minnows hit the surface, these pelicans start bombing from the surface. That lets us know right where they're at.
Getting out of his kayak and into our boat is veteran angler Jerry McBride. They've seen pelicans congregating and dive bombing nearby, which means one thing to those guys: bull redfish.
Jerry typically fishes these out of a kayak. He's kind of one of our local kayak pros and knows a lot about catching big redfish, small redfish, deep water, shallow water. This is like so many fisheries where if you know a few basic things, like there's big redfish here, they like to eat bait. These birds are all around, but you know, behind us.
And they like to eat bait too.
That's it. So what happens, these redfish push those minnows right up to the surface. When those minnows hit the surface, these pelicans start bombing from the surface. That lets us know right where they're at. You know, just working these under these schools of bait, these redfish are kind of suspended just below the bait balls. And sometimes they'll push them up on the surface and you can catch them on top water, but
If you're out here, especially in the evening, especially when the crabs are floating through, this is just a topwater fishery out here. It's really cool. Because one of these big reds opens up a hole, it's like a 12-foot hole.
holy cow. You want redfish? We got them. I think you might have me beat too.
I don't think there's any might about it.
Hold on. No.
Oh, the old guide thing, yeah.
Well, there you go. That's
Those
probably
are-
60,
those are-
70 pounds of redfish between these two fish.
I'm telling you, my arms are saying it's over 30. Hey,
Uh-oh. I think we're back on.
better you than me. Them things are hard work.
I don't even think he knows
I
he's
got
hooked
one
yet. And you got one too? Well, there we are. Double it up again. One down.
One down. One to go.
At least I wore mine out where he didn't move around.
After that last red, this didn't feel like it was
I mean-
fighting very hard.
He thinks he heard something about he thought it was a sailfish cat.
As long as no more
Tail
than one of
walking.
those hooks ends up in your wrist, we're okay.
Yeah. Well, Jerry, thank you so much for coming out here with me today and doing the bull reds out here, bridge fishing. I know you're good at it. I see your post on social media. And
You've never seen me do it out of a boat, though, have you?
I have not. You know, just another one of Jerry McBride's famous little baby redfish. I called him. Ooh, golly, you know, I'm ready to go.
These fish are so accessible. It didn't matter whether it took equal amount of time whether we did a kayak or your flat boat that probably runs
Sure.
40 miles an hour. We run such a short distance here that it doesn't matter.
No.
It's just so easy. I got $1 because I hooked up. I was right.
You're getting pretty good at this. You know that?
You know what's kind of cool about those fish too?
What?
Because the local people, they're too big to eat, they're
Yeah.
over the slot limit. There's a 18 to 27 inch slot limit on redfish. Because you can't eat those fish, a lot of, even though they're so accessible, the vast majority of local people don't even bother with them because you can't take them home and fry them.
Really, that's a
So-
shame too, because you know, as far as a recreational value, it's just hard to beat. Well, I think we have done what we came to do, and that was to find these giant bull reds. Like this guy right here, as you can hear in the background, there's birds everywhere out here. It's no magic trick, no magic spot. Matter of fact, all we're doing is following the birds.
Coming up, Panama City Beach is home to the Navy Dive Training School. We see what it takes to make it as a military diver.
The guys come in here and there's various levels of school that they go through. I don't really have the attrition rates right off the top of my head, but they're high. It's a tough course.
Chasing the Sun has been brought to you by Half Hitch Tackle. Get out there. Pirates Cove Marina. Resort Quest by Wyndham Vacation Rentals. Shimano. Focus your passion. And by AFCO, American Fishing Tackle Company. Think you have what it takes to be a master diver? Anyone who wants to make it as a diver in the military has to come through here to see if they have what it takes. Most do not.
The Navy Dive School here in Panama City is a DoD dive school. We train all divers, all services, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Army, Coast Guard. The guys come in here and there's various levels of school that they go through, different levels of training. You have your basic, entrance level, scuba diver, what we send out to submarines. We come back for your more advanced hard hat diving for second class divers. And then those guys come back later on in their career and go through a supervisory course and become first class divers. And then those guys come back several years later after they've been out into the fleet and hone their skills, and they come back and they go through an evaluation process and we call that Master Diver. And that's the senior highest level that you can attain in the United States Navy. Each classification of Navy diver, second class, first class, Master Diver, they all start with a core of learning objectives. They have to go through a lot of mathematics, a lot of physics, dive science, and medicine. We try to teach our divers, exactly how it works and the effects that atmosphere, that foreign atmosphere, that alien environment to the human body, what that effect is on the human body. We drill that into each student's head so they understand exactly what is happening physiologically to their bodies when they subject themselves to that pressure. So it's a very rigorous training. With that, there's a lot of physical training, a lot of exercise. And you gotta wanna be here to get through it. I don't really have the attrition rates right off the top of my head, but they're high. I will tell you, when I went through dive school in 1987, we started with 36 people and graduated 8. So it's a tough course. We start off at a crawl, walk, run kind of training cycle. We start in a very controlled environment in a swimming pool. We move from the pool to a deeper tank. We move from that tank to pier side in the bay. Once they master those skill sets, then we move onto a vessel and we move offshore into open water. We like to look at our divers, they're mechanics. I mean, if you distill it down, Navy divers are mechanics, and the diving is just a mode of transportation to get our mechanics to the work site. And so when they leave here, we're trying to teach them to use that transportation safely and effectively, and at the end of the day, so they can get to the job and put wrenches and get our ships and submarines underway to support our troops that are downrange.